So many people want to invest in property, but most don't ever do it. And it's not through lack of intention, money, time, anything like that. It's one thing that held me back for many years and stopped me becoming a millionaire. And what I'm talking about is limiting beliefs. I want to break down exactly what you need to implement to eliminate those limiting beliefs and get the right mindset and set you up for success. And by the way, no, this isn't some fluffy mindset voodoo video. It's actually practical. You need to apply this stuff. So first of all, you need to know what type of investor you want to be. You cannot get where you're going if you don't know the destination. You don't get into a taxi and go, drive. Where to, you Looney Tune? But it's the same as goals. It's mad. I go, how much money do you want to make? More. What's the outcome of investing? Make more money. It's like, yeah, fucking hell. We want to grow. We want to make money. We want to develop. But if you don't have at least an idea, a flag in the ground of where we're going, how do we know we're going in the right direction? And if I'm completely honest, as a mentor, I see it all the time where you got people without mentors, or maybe somebody that's not a great mentor, and they're running and they're going, they've got a support system, people going, yeah, go, come on, go, and it's like, you're running in the wrong friggin' direction, you know? You need to make sure you're facing the direction and got a clear outcome of what you're looking to achieve. So how do you set this? Well, in my experience, most people will come back to the mothership, which is boring, vanilla, buy-to-let properties, which I absolutely love. The thing is, you've got to look at your situation, financially, education-wise, but also your skill set. So let's say, for example, I believe anyone can be a good communicator. I believe anyone can learn how to enunciate, learn how to pause, positive tonality, for example. Lots of different things. And I believe people can be taught to negotiate. But let's face it, there are people that feel quite natural, whether that's in front of the camera, whether it's communicating with somebody, whether it's, you also know people that the idea of keeping eye contact with somebody for more than 10 seconds, it's a bit weird, isn't it? 10 seconds is a long time. It gets intense. So you have to work to your abilities. And the reality is, I've used this before, but Einstein's quote, if you measure a fish's intelligence by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its life feeling stupid. I don't actually know if that's Einstein, but I believe it is. So the reality is that we're all superheroes. We all have that superpower, but if you are an amazing communicator and your entire life is behind a screen communicating with nobody, or you are a data-centric, analytical, mathematical finance wizard, and I put you on stage, maybe we won't see the best versions of you. So, and one thing I will say, by the way, is some of the most successful business owners and property investors are massive data-centric introverts. I know, right? So the reason why I say that is a lot of people that I meet, that are mentees, think they have to be a mirror image of somebody that they perceive as successful, whether that's outspoken, communicative, brings energy to the, and it's like, that's just not true. Like, you do not need to be like me or my business partner, Dan, who's the polar opposite of me. So I'll give you a great example. I don't have a desk or an office. When I come in the office, I talk to everyone. I'm quite energetic. Dan, don't fucking talk to him. He's straight in his little cubicle, closes the door, has his set desk with his Kit Kat chunkies and cups of tea, and that's him for the day and most often the night. Very different individuals. Don't tell him I said this. He's probably more successful than me, and the business relies on him more than me. I just chat shit and hope somebody listens to me every now and then, right? So you work to your strengths. Really, really important. So understand the destination. This is also going to be financially. So for example, if you've got a credit card with 10 grand access, great, amazing. So you've got access to £10,000. That's amazing. Utilize it safely, right? But that £10,000 isn't going to buy you and build you a buy-to-let portfolio. You're not going to buy any assets with that. So if it's going into property, you're going to look at the controlling route, which is going to be a rent-to-rent or a lease option. Ideally a lease option, by the way. Not for this video though. Or you're going to invest in your education and learn how to scale up. But that's not what this video is about. So the first thing with your limiting beliefs is to have a clear idea of where the destination is. When you get clarity, it equals profit. And limiting beliefs often come up for a reason. The reality is, without clarity, those limiting beliefs have the right air to grow and fester in your mind. The next thing I want to talk about is mindset. And mindset and limiting beliefs are aligned. And I know sometimes mindset can feel very wishy-washy. And by the way, I'm actually going to use myself as an example. I didn't really talk about mindset at all in my first year or two. I'd never really heard of mindset as a thing. And when people actually spoke about it, it was my business partner Dan, believe it or not, of all people. And I just went, that is wishy-washy bullshit. I actually did say that. And now I won't shut up about it. I really won't. Probably my most common quote is, the skill set without the mindset will leave you upset. And every time I say it, person filming me, whether it's Ollie or Alex, always bloody smirks on their face, right? But it's so true. Your mindset is so important, and Henry Ford said this: if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're probably right. Think about that for a second. Your outcomes are determined by your mindset. If I go into a phone call, for example, to an investor and I go, I guarantee they're going to reject me. I promise you this isn't going to work, right? What's my body language going to be like? What's my tonality going to be like? Am I going to be talking positively? Or you're probably not going to be interested in this, but it's like, who the fuck would buy from this guy? Whereas, if I go in with a mindset of going, hey, do you know what? I'm not even focused on the outcome. I just want to add a load of value to this person. I'm feeling really positive, and if we can have a better relationship at the end of the call than the beginning, amazing. And I go, hey Dave, how's it going? It's Jamie. Hey, I'll be honest with you. I'm calling to pitch you to get some money, but really, I'm just wondering what your top 3 struggles are right now and if I can add some value to you. Suddenly, my body language is great, my tonality is great, and I'm showing intention of adding value and having a laugh whilst doing it. I'm not saying I'd close in either way, by the way, but do you think it's more likely in the second phone call? So my thoughts become my words become tonality, and tonality becomes the action, and therefore the intended result will follow. And I'm telling you, if I make 100 phone calls like that, high energy, passionate, you're going to be drawn to that. Imagine watching this video and I'm like, okay guys, so I'm going to deliver the exact same information that I was going to deliver in the first place, but in a very boring way. Now, some of you might be into that, but most of you probably not. Why would you be engaged for 15, 20 minutes with somebody that's communicating that way? So your mindset really needs to be powerful. Linking that to limiting beliefs, what purpose do they have? Like, genuinely, what purpose do they have? Let's say you're right. Let's say you're right, that you are going to have that phone call and you're going to get rejected. Let's say you go, there you go, told you. It's like, how does it benefit you? Like, I really think this about people that are moping around, just fucking miserable and all this, like doomsdayers, all of that. It's like, okay, you might be right. Who cares? Like, how is it benefiting you or the people around you by communicating that way? Who is it benefiting by you assuming a negative outcome? Who is it benefiting by you moping around, being neggy all the time? And so I like to be slightly delusionally positive. I do. And honestly, I'm telling you now, I take more punches than most people. I have had some shit go wrong in my life. And people, let's talk about people. I have been fucked over by people in the millions over the last, like actually millions of pounds over the last 10 years. Do you know what? I trust you completely when I meet you. I really do. And some people go, you shouldn't be so trusting. You'll get taken advantage of. You cannot take advantage of me. You can't. Because what I have is there to give. I really mean that. And I know that's a bit wishy-washy. I am not going to get fucked over by this person. I like to say, I'm not going to get cut in one relationship and bleed into the next. What a selfish way to start any conversation, relationship, anything else. Do you know what? I choose to assume you're a great person. I choose to assume you want to add value to my life. I choose that you're here because you want value from me. And if that proves otherwise, then I'll move on, and so will you, and I'll move on to the next person that I want to help. Genuinely, negative beliefs can be facts, but I just don't care. Like, it adds no value to anyone. So choose positivity, choose growth, and I promise you, life will start feeling better and the results will get better for you. Try it for a month. Come back to the video, let me know. I guarantee you your results in life will go up. I want to go through some negative beliefs, negative assumptions about money. This is really interesting. So when somebody, let's say somebody young lad, drives past in their brand new Ferrari, vroom, what do you think? Maybe Land Rover, Range Rover, zoom, goes past. Drug dealer, mum and dad's money, fucking idiot speeding. Why does he need to rev like that? He's going the wrong way down the road. All of those negative connotations. Let me ask you, do you want to become that person? If you think negatively about people with wealth, why would you ever become wealthy? If your assumption about money is that you need to tread on people on your way up the ladder, would you ever align to those values and want to become it? If you only went up in life by somebody going down, would you want it as much? I'm hoping most of you would say no. So when people have negative assumptions about money, the woe is me attitude, poor me, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's like, yeah, thank you for that fucking genius line. Yes, if you've got $1 million in the bank, you're likely to be wealthier than the person next year that has 0 today. Negative connotations about money are very interesting, and when somebody is having negative connotations about money but talking to me about building their wealth, I know they are full of shit. You do not want to be wealthy because all you do is slag off the people that are wealthy. If you want to become this person, start thinking about who you actually need to be to get continued wealth. And I'm not talking about the lottery or inherited. Think about this logically. You might not agree with the exchange of value, but in order to become wealthy, you have to have an exchange of value to multiple people repeatedly over an extended period of time. Just logically, right? Why is it? And by the way, this is black and white. Some people are going to get upset about you. If I'm more valuable than you from a net worth point of view, it's because I have monetized on the value that I bring. And if that you've done that too, I am more valuable to the world. You might be upset by that. Factually correct. It might be that you can add more value, by the way, but I've been doing it for 10 years, you might be starting. As soon as you can accept that fact that 90+% of wealthy individuals have done it just because they've contributed more to society overall than you have, then you'll start becoming it. And by the way, I know that's going to trigger some people. And before you leave a nasty comment, just reflect on yourself. Why do you feel negatively about that? 9 times out of 10, by the way, it's because deep down you don't feel, and I'm not saying you're right, you don't feel that you can contribute a value, which is rubbish. You absolutely can. So how would you shift it? I love this phrase, your network is your net worth. Often I mess that phrase up. Your network is your net worth. Now, why is that applicable? Find 5 people, just 5 people, and I'm not talking Elon Musk level or anything like that. Ideally in your locale, your local area, and reach out to them. Like people that wow you, people that are successful financially, because we're talking finances, I know that's not everything. Reach out to them and just say, hey, I know this is completely out of the blue, unsolicited. I just wanted to say, from an outsider looking in, I'm really impressed with who you are. Not just the wealth that you've created, but who you seem to be, your values, how you approach life. I'd really love to meet up and buy you lunch if you'd be up for it over the next couple of months. Don't be surprised if you message 5 and get 0 responses. Message another 5 and another 5 and another 5 and another 5, and notice that voice in your head going, oh, see? Now that they're a millionaire, they don't even respond to me. Well, it's fair to assume that the richer somebody is, often the busier they are with responsibilities contributing that value. So people message me all the time, for example, and I won't meet up with people all the time, depending on my time, and sometimes I'll take a while to respond. But be patient, it's the end game. Surround yourself with great people. Now, the reason what this is going to do is you'll then start basing your opinion on people that factually represent those people you're talking about. And often when you don't know millionaires and deca millionaires and other areas of life wealthy, not just financial, you naturally will start to make assumptions. And unfortunately, just the way our brains are wired, you will start assuming negatively. So An easy hack to shift your mindset, your negative belief towards wealth, is to surround yourself with wealthy people and start making factual decisions on what you actually see, not hear about them. Next, I'm too old. Too old or too young. I love it. I love it. If you're older than 60 watching this, or older than any age, I guess, I love it when this happens. When I'm with mentees or just doing a talk from stage and somebody goes, I'm 18 and looking to get started in property. Am I too young? And I get everyone, I say, hey, raise your hands if you're in this room and you would love to have started at 18. And almost everyone has their hands up, right? Now, if you are younger watching it, and by the way, if you're 14 watching this, amazing, like incredible. Do not let people belittle you. So my mindset around business and entrepreneurship, I think it's a bit of a blessing. It's just natural in me a lot. I had it when I was 13 years old, and I'd have people make comments that I'm sure were compliments, but they'd go, oh, you're so driven, you're doing so well for your age. And it really bothered me for some reason. I don't know why, probably an ego piece. If you are 12 years old watching this, get started. Seriously, get started. Yes, you're going to have some limitations, so legally being able to set up a limited company, contracts and things like that. But if you're fortunate enough to have an adult in your life that backs you and can watch these videos on you, why wait until you're 18? I promise you, business, partner up with somebody. Partner up with somebody, a family member, a friend that you trust that's older. Please do not wait. Like, don't wait. There is no such thing as being too young. Yes, there are practicalities, but there is no such thing as being too young. And I guarantee you, I doubt there's many people under 12 watching my channel. If there is, sorry for the swearing. I guarantee you, you will never sit there when you're older and go, I wish I started later. I've never met anyone that goes, I wish I started 5 years later. Ever, ever, I promise you. Now, on the other side, are you too old? Be sensitive, Jamie. No, you're not too old. The reality is, here's my line. Have you got 5 years in you? That's my line to everyone. Have you got 5 years in you? And the reason I say that is from personal experience. I went from minus 33,000 to a net worth millionaire. And if that's what you've got left in your life, and I don't know, maybe you're 85 watching this and you think you're going to live till 90. So you got 5 years. Let's say you got fuck all to leave the kids and grandkids. All right, that's not a great position to leave people in. You got 5 years. What are you going to do? Spend the next 2 bitching about how old you are, or are you going to take some action on this? And I really do mean that. Like, I'm too old, I'm too young. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Every single person has physical, mental, and other limitations that are true to them. So what? Control the controllables and let go of the uncontrollables. If you've got 5 years in you, I do not care about your current financial level. I guarantee you can be a net worth millionaire within 5 years. That's not get rich quick, by the way. That's just sustainable business practices. So if you've got 5 years in you, give it a go. And by the way, I'm not saying if you think you've only got 2 years in you, still do it, because actually it's really the journey rather than the destination. That's so cliche. Hate it. And the people that you meet along the way. But if you had 2 years of growth and experience, and if you are older and you've got kids and grandkids, say they were along the way and the legacy that you left behind was the foundations of a skyscraper. Isn't that better than quicksand? You know, and really utilizing what years you've got. Again, there are practicalities. Getting mortgages is going to be slightly more difficult. Getting people to invest in you, because being blunt about it, it's going to be a shorter term investment, which is why partnering with somebody is going to be really cool. But the reality is, you're never too old and you're never too young. I don't have the skills. Here's the third one. I don't have the skills. This is a really big one. Well, first of all, there's no excuse. Get educated. Watch YouTube channels like this. There's me. Hopefully you're getting value. Other people, watch theirs as well. But utilize YouTube. Utilize education companies. Do your research. Find people that are great. We run an education company. We want to help people. And outside of education, the investment in you tech. And I know, especially if you're older, it's a bit scary talking about tech, AI, and all of those sort of things. But I promise you, if you could get a good piece of prop tech, it will change your life. I use Lendlord, I use to source deals, analyze deals, and fund deals. I've just literally had an email about another property that got funded, by the way, whilst filming this video. It popped up, which is very good time. I'll put a link below, by the way. They're today's video sponsor, but I promise you, it's the best tech I've ever used, like genuinely the best tech I've used in property. So put a link in there. There should be a discount code for upgrading to premium. Otherwise, it's free. Like, it's free and will blow your mind. I'll put a link in the description, pin it to the top. Go on it, set up account. It will blow your mind. That's all I'll say on it. Tech in general is an amazing thing. And as things are getting more expensive, like cost of people, cost of office space, cost of utilities, utilizing tech is so important. And by the way, I'm trying to encourage my team all the time. Use AI, use Lendlord. Lendlord have got some AI features coming, by the way, which I'm really excited by, but not for this video. The thing is, it's not about the tech replacing you or replacing the human. Imagine a human with body armor, a cape, and everything else. That is what utilizing tech is. And it's just like using a new phone, isn't it? If you're an iPhone person, you use something else. It takes a little while to get used to it. It will make your life so much easier. And so if you're looking to get into property, you want to find deals, analyze them, manage them, and fund them all for one place, Lendlord's pretty cool for that, and it's completely free. So I'll put a link in. Go on there. Check it out. Last one, then I'm going to wrap up. Celebrating failure. I know that sounds so weird, like, but celebrating failure, like, what a fucking weird thing just to expect to win all the time. Like, what do you think is going to happen? You shoot out of the womb, you start walking, put your suit on and start making money. It's like, no, it doesn't take, like, think about the schooling. You go through 16 years of education to get GCSEs. I'm going to get called old now. It probably isn't called this anymore, is it? You then go 2 years to get your A-levels. You then go get an undergrad degree for 3 years. Most people now go and get a master's degree, get 100 grand in debt just to go make a cup of tea for some arsehole a few years ahead of them. It's like, how can you go through that level of failure and education in the system to go and make a cup of tea, and you think you're going to become a multi-millionaire in the first year? Got a bit ranty there, didn't I? Sorry, team. So expect failure, embrace failure, and I really want you to get into the mindset of a salesperson. So think about this. What would be a good conversion rate? Like, put it in the comments. I want your opinion. What's a good conversion rate? And I can tell you what this is, but put it in the comments. What's a good conversion? Now, I'm going to tell you, an okay salesperson will convert of a qualified lead 20%. Decent will be 25 to 30%. Like, amazing, like world class will be 30 to 40%. Anything higher than 40%, you need to increase your prices, right? That's it. So let's go to 20%. Let's say you're decent, you're a salesperson, you're doing well. That means in a successful, somebody I would keep here at Aspire that is a great salesperson, looking out for the customer, making loads of money, gets rejected 80% of the time. Think about that for a second. A good salesperson that is making 6 figures a year will get rejected 4 out of every 5 times. They will only succeed 1 out of 5. A world class, one of the best in the world will be at 40%, which means they get rejected 3 times for every 2 wins. I want you to write this down, and if you take just this from this video, it will mean the world to you. Failure is success. Okay? It's not just something to expect, it's something to embrace. Failure is success. Fail forward. Go for no's and understand that when the statistics are against you, which they are in business, which they are in life, then you get up and throw the punch one more time. Failure is your success, and you will fail your way to success. I hope this has been valuable. I really do Loved it. I quite like this type of video, to be fair. I hope it's been valuable to you. It's valuable to me, so I guess I've got that at least. Let me know in the comments. Do you like this style of video? What value did you take from it? Genuinely utilize the things around you, especially tech. Like I said, I've put Lendlord link in there. Let me know your honest thoughts of it, by the way. What do you think they can improve on? What do you think would add value to the industry? Check it out. It's completely free. I hope this has been valuable. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, tap the like button. Takes you 2 seconds, but really helps the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next video.